Alright, what's upstream? I need to click the update button.
Hey, Ren.
5 minutes.
Hello.
Hey.
Is there anything you'd want me to help out with checking the note document? Is there anything particular you want me to do for that once round ends?
Same stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, and just the stuff at the top is what we gotta do.
Alright.
So just pay attention to who's actively grinding, pretty much. Mostly just challenges.
Looks like Paul's playing Building Bolting.
Yep.
Cruel Steel Echo or Cruel Steel Echo and Lightning are playing Crystal Cavern, and Indahop's playing Oru Pegara, or Oregano Capybara. Oh, that's just being slow right now. At least on my end.
Two 2.5 minutes, a little under that. .52 pickup with plenty of last minute keys. Probably gonna be enough for Eyes on the Fries to clinch that. Idle with a pretty late bop on Forgotten Cascade.
I was so stressed. I've been working for that all day. So glad I got that.
Challenge points are tied right now between Team Della Owns and Eyes on the Fries. That's gonna come down to the task challenge, but
What if they tie? Oh no.
they just get points. But looking good for Eyes on the Fries with a minute to go.
Yep. And then we'll also see how the easy bounty goes.
Yep.
GG on the challenge idol.
GG. Or
I was watching. No, that's entirely fair. I was watching the Duskin feed for the past like all of this morning and all of last night, and I'm like, surely they just stopped, right?
No, I needed to get that. I realized so the funny thing is I realized I was losing like 0.3 on strats last night, so I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get my ass on the stage.
Yeah.
10 seconds away from the deadline.
GG though, y'all got some really crazy runs.
Dust Kid's gonna make sure we're all human at the end here.
Thanks, Cloudflare.
That's good.
Yo, wait. Yo, did Firm actually get the Faster Master SS? Holy.
Yep.
They did.
No
Oh my
fucking
goodness.
way! What?
That's crazy.
What a
GG
god.
Firm.
Absolutely insane.
Alright, well, we gotta do our stuff. We'll,
Alright.
looks like that
We'll do
came in
channel.
with a minute to go. I need to do my things because Duskit was slow for a little bit.
Ugh.
Okay, so who showed up last minute on Eyes on the Fries and played all the maps?
52 pickup.
Heavy
You
is.
should have
Heavy
known
and
better.
52 pickup.
And heavy.
Paul also pulled out a red last minute.
Yeah, you guys got too complacent
Actually
on
playing the
keys.
real leaderboards.
You guys got too complacent on those keys.
I don't know if that's how I describe it.
When
like,
I-
we were all still playing them.
We had
Yeah.
like a 30-point lead or something last night.
Yeah, I would.
That's not a
definitely
lead.
be Complacent.
As you can tell.
We were literally all pushing the entire time. I was just focusing on things that were like close rather than.
Yeah, but you gotta see who's missing. And on your team, Dello was missing.
2 hours ago.
It was Dello's
Hello,
fault.
Duck, Chad.
Duck.
But-
Yep.
If anything, I think it's Chad because didn't he sign up with actual activity?
I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
check after if you really care, but we'll just say it's Dello's fault because all he had to do was, you know, one more SS or something like that.
If only Dello had owned a little harder.
If only.
It's okay. It's okay. The round 3 comeback for Dello isn't. It's all lined up now. It's set up.
All right. Well, let me. I think I did that. Let's just check the chat messages, I guess.
Alright.
All right. Atlas Apologists is 2265 plus 15. Eyes on the Fries is 4467 plus 2187.
Got it.
V ceilings 2785 275.
Got it.
Team Dello owns 3821 plus 3.
Plus 3.
3. Yeah, they don't. They actually talk in their voice channel.
What? I got all chat messages.
Alright, what else is left? I have an announcement to hit enter on. Easy.
We actually
double-
talk in our voice chat channel.
Let me double check the challenges.
I'm getting pinged in other discords now.
Uh-oh.
Good timing. Alright, are all the replays on hidden now, Rodent?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go through those results. So, Eyes on the Fries in a good position, but we have a little bit more to resolve, like the easy bounty. We'll add that in a moment. Let's see what else. I think there's just the task challenge as well remaining. So just those two things, but the task challenge will make some difference between Arb and Sasha on those teams, and we'll see how much of a difference that is. So that'll probably determine a few points in either direction. One of the teams will get knocked down 2 points most likely. So it could still go either way. Let's see here. We have our points leaders, Fishy with 4 world records after all. Ucky's ended up getting building bolting at the end. And Ucky's held on to Friday Night Fries. This must have been a pretty late record. Anyone know when he got that?
Yeah, it was
30
like less than half an hour ago.
It was 30 minutes ago last I
Okay.
checked.
Well, Ucky's back on the board. Not slacking too much this round. But Fishy, picking up the slack. Giving Team Dello owns number 1 in leaderboard points. But definitely Also thanks to the other members and to Pop picking it up. Arb with the much more helpful routing this round on some less routing intensive levels.
Yeah.
Some man levels benefiting the man players. Going against the worst players like Invert, unfortunately. But V-Sealing slacking a bit this round. Far fewer key points. Nowhere near as many leaderboard points. Atlas Apologists. I'm gonna have quite a time if they want to try to win. I don't know if that's in the books now. But they do pretty good on the bounties. Pretty often. 52 pickup and heavy coming in for the standard key points at the end. Taking that away from Team Delo owns. Widening the overall lead. We have a much more dominant position for Eyes on the Fries now, with V-Ceilings kind of dropping from being competitive in round 1 to not so much in round 2. And Team Dell owns, they were in a better position earlier on, but now it's going to be an uphill battle to make up the full 20 plus point gap. So looking really good for Eyes on the Fries, but they're certainly not guaranteed a win. There's a lot more points to go in round 3. We have 12 people that got perfect red keys on the board, so that's usually anyone with 52 or higher over here. So we got Arb, Fishy, Idol, JVC, Magma Peach, Mosso, Nijima, Nighthawk, Noel, Uckies, Owazi, and Camel with perfect reds in round 2. We have 10 people with all the invert pluses. That's A-Boss, Arb, Back, Fishy, Cow, Magma Peach, Mosso, Nijima, No Face, and Creets. 5 of these people got both of them. Arb, Fishy, Magma Peach, Mosso, and Nijima. People doing everything. World records this round going mostly to Fishy, 2 to Uckies. They were all man world records as well. So making up for last round. And people were concerned about it being worth heavy. But no one's complaining about it being man heavy, except for a couple worth players.
Best Man just has the strongest propagandists.
Yep. Yeah, we could use a little bit more worth variety, you know? Maybe next round.
I feel like Girl could have been
Girl had a shot.
for a number of these maps.
Yep. I thought Girl was advantaged on a couple at first.
I think so too.
We'll see
I
how
think
it
Girl
plays
did
out.
better on Ramp Up, right?
By at least a few frames.
Alright, let me finish setting up a couple things. We'll get into a few replays. We'll talk about the hard bounty first, and then get into the easy results. So our hard bounty had step score, step counter, and no air charge. We played the wonderful map Mathematical. So what that looks like for the fans. Everyone got to experience a good old flashbang at the start. The goal is to minimize how many steps you're on the ground, which is every frame you're on the ground, it counts up. And the run with the lowest step score was this one by Sheila. But it was a team effort, ultimately. as far as the bounty's concerned. So the bounty is split up into two different things this round. One was who can get 500 or fewer first, and Sheila took home that in about 17 minutes, and then kept going for eventually this run to, you know, minimize the step score. But in terms of minimizing step score, how that was scored for the bounty was the top 3 players with SS's, their top best step scores were added together. So, you know, whatever your best 3 step scores are, whoever has the lowest total, they win the other half of the bounty. But it turns out it didn't quite go that way, because this is actually a very hard bounty to accomplish. No air charge on this level, kind of difficult. The level itself, kind of hard to see. So the way that the results ended up working was more like it was ordered by how many people got SS's, because it was a clean ordering. We had a final score of 335 by Sheila. So teams were simply ordered by, one team got 3rd, Atlas Apologists, a team got 2 SS's, team got 1 SS, and a team got none in the time limit. So reflected on the sheet is what we got for those. But let's talk about the easy bounty, which you guys are now certainly aware of. So how this worked? Let me just show the sheet again, because I can edit that. All right, back over there. So how the easy bounty worked? We had our 4 teams make a map, and then they had to follow instructions. So we had some unusual kinds of instructions. Let me list off what they were. Let's see here. Could have had that up in advance for you guys. But 4 people on each team had to do things like make a boost into spikes, add a Terra drop, add a Zeta ceiling with Zeta dust, make a row of 5 trees, you know, some fun stuff like that. Change the fog trigger to match the color of the flag of Bulgaria. Some tasks more complicated than others. Every level had to add a waterfall in front of it. The levels themselves are secret, because other teams are going to be responsible for playing them in the round 3 bounty. I'll post a little bit of news about that after the recap. So, you know, that is underway. But let's summarize how the actual round 2 bounty went. So I can get this up at the same time and input the results. All right. Scroll down on multiple windows. All right, now you can see it and be entered in. So first of all, I guess let's make it tense for the people who are doing math at home. For the first person was in charge of a decent chunk of the gameplay in the level. We had, I don't remember off the top of my head who all the people were for each one, but if you guys remember, you know, shout them out. Team Della Owns, they took 25 minutes 47 seconds on the first leg. V Ceilings took 23:53. Eyes on the Fries took 23:26. And Atlas Apologists with a blazing fast 10:50 for the first leg. Atlas Apologists, used to making bad maps and not apologizing for it, turns out. So off to a good start, but they had the slowest second person on the map, who, you know, they had quite a mix of things to do. They got to add a lot of spikes and all that, a lot of props, foliage among them. Atlas Apologist took 24 minutes for person 2. Eyes on the Fries was 15:36. B Ceiling 17:06. Team Della owns 14:17. So kind of evening out most of the teams here. Player 3 looks pretty even across the board, although Team Della owns also with the fastest player 3, 14:50. They're used to owning and map making a little bit. V Ceilings had an 18:35. Eyes on the Fries 15:46. Atlas Apologist 20:55. So it ends up coming down to the 4th player, and the twist was you gotta play it yourself, and you were punished for not being able to SS it. And teams, they took a bit to do it. All of the teams, in fact, took well over half an hour. So this is gonna be a bit close after all this. Each team had to do multiple edits. They were penalized multiple times, some more than others. But the team who would take it, and led by player Avenged Ruler, in 39 minutes and 13 seconds, only editing it twice. Atlas Apologists. They have a final time of 1:38:58. They only had 2 edits that they had to do over their, 40 minutes. Then we have a pretty close scenario between our remaining people. The next person who SS'd it next fastest in 42 minutes and 6 seconds. Who was the person that did it on V Ceilings? Who was the V Ceilings player?
Idol said Quantum.
Quantum? Oh yeah, it was Quantum, yeah. I was not remembering that for some reason. But yeah, Quantum did it in 42 minutes and 6 seconds. Jake was next at 47 minutes and 19 seconds for Team Delo Owns. And Paul got it in 50 minutes and 38 seconds. But each of these teams were penalized a different amount of times by how many times they had to edit it. In second place, after taking this all into account, is Team V Ceilings. They only edited it 3 times with a 1:47:40. And then we have a discrepancy of less than a minute between our final 2 teams. And it's gonna come down to the edit count. On Paul's 50-minute run, he had 1 shot to get it, otherwise he was gonna get penalized 1 more time. And that SS is gonna be the difference here. With only 3 edits, with 1 more penalty, that would have pushed them into last place. So Eyes on the Fries with 3rd place on the bounty. The 151.26. And then Team Della Owns with 5 edits on their map. If they edited it 1 less time, that would have been enough. But with that, we have a few more points to add. Turns out it's in the same order as the other bounty above. So, kind of funny how that works out. So exact same order as the team part of the hard bounty. These maps, since we're gonna play them in round 3's bounty, we're obviously not gonna see much more of them until then, or any of them until then. It's very much a spoiler to share what you made because you don't want to give hints to your opponents. You're trying to hope right now that it takes them a while to assess that level. So we'll see how those levels turn out by the end of round 3. But with that, Ice on the Fry is probably that should be enough to clinch the round. So good job to them. And I think I can just go straight into the levels because that's everything else. Time to turn off plugins. I already turned them off actually. Alright, first level by Temp and Big Diesel, Forgotten Cascade. Let's see here. This was a pretty difficult, long level. Not as long as levels we've had in the past, but this is as long as they're getting in this DLC. Pretty complicated kind of level. The hardest one for red keys and invert keys. We had a few challenges on this as well. Okay. So in order to get the gold time here, we needed a sub 40 second or sub 40 second run. There were 37 people that did that. Pretty good. Only 12 of them got the red key. Hardest one of the DLC so far. This level gives you super after only 40 dust, so plenty of bear super. An interesting mix of some bear map, kind of classic Atlas ideas. But bear map's not always the most popular on Atlas. Seems like a lot of people enjoyed this one though. Significantly difficult though. We will probably see that most of the levels this round are going to end up mostly, I'd say, linear in terms of how they end up being executed. I haven't really seen that many routes myself, but you know, most of them aren't too complicated. Definitely a benefit for Team De La Owns. That's how that ended up playing out. This possibly one of the runs that got eyes on the prize, the key win. Not sure which levels 52 pickup played late.
I think he did already have this one.
Fast in some spots, but bit of mistakes.
He gains all that time back.
Yeah, very solid player. You just gotta spend a little bit more time ironing them out. A-Boss with a worst run in here. I'll wait for that ceiling boost. Had a challenge between Yoko Creets and Noel here. I'm starting to think that Noel might be a little bit out of the league.
Yeah, I got completely cooked, I'm not gonna lie.
Noel's gonna have to take some much harder challenges. But it's alright, you had other challenges too.
Yeah, definitely didn't get cooked on that one either.
Definitely.
I'm an invert key grinder.
Of course.
Just say yes to challenges anyway.
Duck played for you know, a few minutes this round. Managed to get this, which stayed in top 10 for quite a while.
Honestly, played a lot more than expected, so that is
Yep.
True.
But sometimes that's the difference between, you know, winning and losing DLC.
Our zero activity players giving us a run here and there, huge.
Yeah. Ending just frames away from Red Key. Needs sub 36. That's what Nighthawk's got. In the back of the pack. A little too laggy with this many ghosts. Got the thud boost. Playing it safe with some heavies. Just enough for red key. Let's skip over to red 2. Not too many differences between a lot of these red 2 runs. Some subtle ones, but they're there. Little optimizations when you combine them all. We had Maso, Arb, and Idol on a challenge here. Arb was in the lead on this for quite a while. Playing it safe with 1 heavy. All 3 of them did end up within 0.1 of each other, ultimately. And Idol got this within the last hour or so. Saving 2 frames over Arb. Could that light versus the heavy just be enough? I don't remember offhand the difference on each of them.
Probably not worth watching, but Fishy's first run just like missed a strat or 2 and would have still been record.
Yeah, we've already seen most of those strats though, right?
Yeah, no, we've.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facia's run is just like a better version of mine, basically.
Yeah, Fishy's still doing that light.
Yep. Minus 3 frames.
Does 2 lights. Oh, it is 3 frames. Or no, it's 3 frames to just do a light.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just more so mentioning that Fishy's execution was good enough that even without like 2 strats added, he had like clean record.
Yep. Long maps are definitely the kind that benefit the best players. They really get to spread their wings. And no exception from Fishy here. No one really coming too close on this, ultimately. Even until the end. Do we have tasks for this one, or just low direction?
I didn't publish anything, just the low direction one.
Okay. Well, low direction is the invert of a lifetime, I guess. the hardest invert. In fact, no one got just invert on it. We only had invert pluses.
I was very close to only getting invert. I
Yeah.
took such a long time.
That is a very interesting stat, actually. I wonder why that is.
This one I do actually need a link for.
I think a
Got-
big part of it is people that don't like low direction don't want to bother at all. Just like immediately decide that that's one of the drop maps.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not very accessible for people who only want to play a little bit of no direction.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, low direction is the kind of one that people are very experienced with. Low direction is the kind of category that people are very experienced with in DLC at this time. So, in terms of let's make a hard invert, then, you know, sometimes you really just try out a level, and then, you know, just kind of see what happens. Like, can I play this with low direction? Can I play this with low jump? And sometimes that's really all the thought that gets put into it when it comes to determining inverts on levels. In this case, you know, I tried it out. Low direction, tried it and was like, yeah, that looks doable. That's kind of interesting because there are a lot of little puzzles to figure out. And that's the kind of thing that people like in low direction. So it'll probably be kind of hard, but it's good to have a hard one every now and then. You know, 11 people still ended up getting it. Only needed SS for the invert, but that is certainly challenging in itself. And then I wanted to put a kind of strict invert plus time on top of that as well. Okay, Ben's going over.
This was about 2 seconds faster than the spike stance, okay?
Okay.
And it was not doing the dino, so I really didn't want to grind. No face, I'm gonna politely disagree on SS harder than time, by the way. I feel like there's so much you can do to make the SS clear.
That's a good
I was
baseline, the kind of strats required. Need good execution on low direction. Because it's not the kind of thing where you can really mess up that much. Because usually if you mess up, you're dead.
Yeah.
Or you're turned around and the run's over. So we had a 3-way challenge between Avenged, Back, and Cow here. They were not allowed help from teams, so let's see if there were any other ideas from Avenged's team.
Yeah.
Either me or
my team's
A-Boss
run-
had our team's route.
Hey boss, almost getting stuck.
Okay, yep, I'm glad I didn't grind it.
It's really not that bad. You just mash, dash, and jump in a sort of rhythm, and it just
I-
works sometimes.
Tried that a number of times and never got
Well, hold on, Avenged. You haven't seen faster strats yet.
Oh no.
Because who says they're actually hard to do?
Guessing you guys have the same strategy there.
I imagine some of these strats are from Avenged anyway. Alright, thinking time from A-Boss.
I think I did have the first run on our team, and then A-Boss came in and improved it after.
Yep. Okay. In second place in the challenge, we have back.
The start was the main thing I never figured out, though. Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense. I never thought to try something like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
That's a cool idea.
Interesting. I never thought of a way to make the turnaround work in that section. Or never found a way to make 3 heavies on the bear happen before you would go to the right. But it does make sense that it would be faster. Yep, and that is the crux of the issue. That dino saves a couple seconds, but it's really annoying to set up.
Now with the same opening. Going for a bonus dino. A little faster execution on all this.
I'd be really interested what the time difference is on
Better strat there.
that section.
In that dino.
Yep.
Back with a bit faster of an ending, but too much of a lead for Cow.
Yeah, GG's Cowan back.
Winning by about half a second.
Most of the time.
But let's see how low it can be pushed.
Oh yeah, there is about another 1 second of time step with this. I just ended up with some technical issues that I couldn't figure out.
Oh wait, you actually got the heavy on that bear and got all the dust? That's insane. The dust at the beginning is very not free. Oh, you can do that. Huh.
There are a couple ideas here that I was thinking about when originally timing. That's cool optimization too. One more dino.
Heavy instead of the light heavy.
Good boost.
It's weird, none of this looks that insane. Outside of just keeping speed through all of this.
I could have made that sub 1 minute. That's what it looks like to me.
Like, the strats are not that different from the RTA optimization. just a lot of boosts that get kept because of past stuff.
Alright, we had a couple unique challenges here as well. One of which is boss mode. This was between Steel, Echo, Hammy, Noel, and Conscious. Now the interesting thing about this is since it's on, gonna deal with Ghosts again. Since it's on this level that gives you super every 40 dust, you actually get a decent amount of super back every time you super. People were divided on the character that they ended up choosing for this one.
Routing to be a little bit different.
We'll see. There's a lot of routing differences in this category. Do you go fast or do you do more dust?
We were begging Steel Echo to get his invert, so he didn't get as much time on this. I didn't want it.
Oh.
Hammy going up at the start.
Oh wow. This is
The double super area. And more super. Like to see it. No super for a bit.
what the. That's crazy.
Finding some similar super. Double super ending.
It's pretty fun.
Well, that's all we have for Slime Boss. Little Dust Kid loading tax. Noel adding leaves to the map with leaves. Camera can barely keep up. Still gets a good boost.
Oh my god.
Couple extra attacks thrown in. But 2 DPM difference.
This took me so long to get. It's not even funny.
Thank God you had this to play too, because I didn't want to keep grinding inverter.
I have no clue what Savade's strats are. It's so quick.
I think I figured it out by the end.
Really, I can't think of the strats, or else I would have been playing more.
Once I get there, I'll say some stuff on it.
Yeah, of course. No, but I grinded this for like 5.5 hours, and then I grinded the inverter for like 3.5 hours, and I was like, please let me win.
We also have low percent.
My hands are fried.
This was between Ryokai and Holy Cow. I don't know the extent to which both of them worked out the additional dust. I know that Bird here certainly attempted it, but was unsuccessful. And Cow just kind of like put up a run.
I worked it out before the Nidra whatever replay and trash talk post also, for the record.
Yep.
But I did offer the challenge before I found it, so I wasn't trying to bait, but
So with the bear at the end, we're already at the 5 number. That's, you know, there's got to be one more dust from there. But we're probably going to see the exact same, getting close to that dust on the wall at the end. Probably going to see the exact same kind of route from Cow. Just going to be a matter of execution. Cow going for the Jorf. That too as well.
what are these strats?
So the requirement naturally must be a bit of a shortcut, knowing that you're trying not to save that dust. But Cow getting a solid run for the same amount of dust. The iteration order ending.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
But there is one more dust.
Cow, please.
So we're gonna see the same dust be saved through here. And in low percent, you actually get as many attempts as you want to save this dust.
Well,
So-
no, if you get the checkpoint, you'll spawn on top of it, so you only should have the one chance, I think.
Oh, well. If you disable checkpoints, yeah, if you disable checkpoints, you'll respawn back at that one.
That's me
So
not playing.
you get as many attempts as you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot about that.
Me too.
So one of these, after a couple minutes, will hit the spike jump. I don't know how long this replay is. There it is. Hit the spike jump and just dodge all the dust and go through the rest of the level. That's all it would have taken by one of those players. And not going to the dust on the wall, very smart.
Well, the spike jump is also the easy part. The hard part is you have to adjust after the spike jump to not die immediately after by hitting the ceiling. So
Yep.
you have to drift while you're off screen correctly.
Yeah, you're also half blind.
I got the spike jump 3 times, but I died all 3 times, so.
Alright, on to building bolting.
Low percent
There's
building
some
bolting?
opinions on a turkey in this map.
Let's start with the invert here, because that's going to influence some scoring after all. So the invert here is the Hit an Apple SS plugin. Hit an Apple SS. So all of that happens is, you know, people might have to do like a little bit of a double take. They're like, oh, I just have to hit an apple. That's great. You know, it takes that long to hit the apple. I'm good with it. The apple's right there at the start of the level. Why not go for it after all, you know? But you have to SS it too, and this is a bit of a DLC classic at this point. You are required to, in 35 seconds, get the SS. And we had many players get this. There were 51. This is the most popular invert of the round.
Alright,
The
so
map I go.
24 for the plus and 35 for normal invert. Yeah.
Yeah, 34 for the invert plus, which was the second most.
24, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at something else apparently.
Yeah, definitely not 34.
Okay. Rodent sweating. Just like Phantom at the end of this replay. Making it close. Well, actually, okay, so the requirement was 24. There were 34 people that got it. That's what I was saying.
Ah, gotcha.
So, Rodent relieved is actually accurate. Let's see what it took for invert plus.
We should watch Rodents in spirit of it.
This wasn't too bad. You have
This
to
wasn't
be-
bad at all.
Yeah, this was one of the easiest ones.
Yeah, you have to be fast, but it's not like absurd.
Like the difficulty whiplash going from like the IL to this, I was just like, dude, why is this so much easier?
We had to throw in a few easy ones,
Yeah.
you know.
I got to like control my character normally. That was fucking great.
Right?
Is there another one around this time limit I wanted to see?
Yeah, like
I
there's a lot
apparently
of
go a
people
weird
that
route.
Right around the 24, but it didn't take me more than like 20 minutes to get it. Like it was a pretty fast one, all things considered.
All right, we'll check out a little bit of variety from each team.
I did a very different route than my team if
Okay.
nobody else does it. Without even realizing.
So you have a slow route, is what you're
Was
saying?
my route. Yeah, it was this route.
I know A-Boss did something pretty different from what I've seen too, I think. I think it was A-Boss.
Okay. Camel the map maker. Along with Miles. Camel responsible for the invert here.
Yo, what the heck? This route is
Yeah,
sick.
what is this?
That is a cooked route. That is wonderful. I was thinking in my head if you could just make that without the turkey. Oh, what is this? Why are there so many routes?
There are a lot of ways to do it.
Thought this was the linear routing.
Not this. This is an invert.
Oh.
This category was also the same category that was tasked by our 4 tassers. One of which being Arb, so maybe this is a little preview of the route he goes for.
No,
Not sure.
At all. Not at all.
We'll see. There are a lot of things you can do in TAS.
Exact route that you tasked.
Wow, this is the same replay too.
Yeah. This is actually just my submission for the challenge.
Alright, well, we have 2 of them are published.
Did I not publish mine? I thought I did.
Yours is.
Yours is one of them.
Oh, it is. I'm okay. Never mind. I'm trolling.
That's you.
Yeah, that's
I-
you.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I misread my name as Amber's. I don't know how, but I did.
Alright, well, so this was a 4-way task. We have a few alternate versions to look at as well from different people. Here is the first one. Very
Stealing at the start. Faster.
very complicated level to cast. Very many ways to go. We have another version from Sasha. Cutting some corners. It's cool.
Hey, the wall jump shoot.
Yeah, so I imagined that there might be some different routes. I kind of just prayed that they weren't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't seem that great, or like I didn't think they were good, but I also didn't actually test all that many of them. So
There was a lot of variance on this one, like a shocking amount.
yeah,
Amber going the other direction. I'm gonna have to turn off these ghosts. The wall tour. $18.7. I have another Amber version here. It's gonna be mostly the same route, it looks like. Little improvement. Cool ending difference.
Ooh. Yo, that ending combat. That was sick.
Ooh,
That ending is really nice.
The green lines.
yeah, that was cool.
I have another Amber version. With progression.
Cycle dependent.
Of course it's cycle dependent. What else is new on this map?
Just 2 heavies.
Yeah, the 2 heavies was a frame slower than the lights, but the lights just don't work, and I have literally no idea why. It was horizontally missing the turkey, and the turkey doesn't move horizontally,
Really?
so it makes no sense.
Interesting.
Next we have Arb's run. It's published. $18.1. Let's see that one again anyway. lot of similarities, actually. Okay. And Fresh said he had trouble logging in. So what I have is I have the file of Fresh's run.
Woo.
So Fresh, he saved a lot of time, and you're just gonna have
Really?
you're just gonna see how.
Okay.
It turns out he misunderstood the instructions.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Fresh, why?
13.1, 5 seconds saved. All by just going straight to the apple with the plug-in off.
I mean, beast mode, honestly, give him the points.
Yeah, Fresh did Apple SS, not hit Apple SS.
Oh no.
But that does mean Arb is actually our winner.
Let's go Arb!
I feel like I spiritually lost the battery play.
Yeah, I do think that one deserves to win. I'll be real.
Yeah.
That's a cool run though, Arb. I'll have to look. I knew if I was losing time somewhere, it was the stupid, like, square room with one turkey in it.
Yeah, that room gave me some grief for a bit.
Yeah, I tried like 5 different things and nothing worked. I didn't really try keeping the air charge into the end though, because I knew like if you can do that decently well and not have to uplight the dust that I didn't uplight on, you can just like raise run up and it's nice.
Right. Yeah, I tried variations where I kind of like cut out of the room early to get a small boost on the like going up the slope and then jumping back for the dust in the wall. But like everything I tried doing with that route was just slower than the raise run. So.
Right.
Well, let's see a little bit more words before we see this man level. So this level had 33 people get the gold key, which is the second lowest amount. Also 17 people with the red key, also second hardest. Right up there with Forgotten Cascade being the hardest. But Worth had a few little struggles here. At least getting the golds. We have Shadex coming in for the points. Gold's usually where you find a lot of the like generally intended routes. And performed at a good level of execution. Or in our Worth's case, we got a little bit of a handicap. But able to get gold. Miles, one of the map makers, but so it's mostly a camel effort. Miles kind of busy this DLC, so it happens to us all. Good enough for gold 2 though. 13.5 the requirement for gold 3. Paul able to get the red key. 13 flat. And a JVC run. I think this was the one that you dropped. See how that went.
This is before I was having cycle issues.
We had some route differences.
You can say that.
A couple. A couple.
Got a few people in the same frame here.
We'll find out, Paul.
No face with even more differences.
Yeah, the low boost didn't give us any cycle issues. It was the room before, actually.
We'll throw JVC's ghost up there too for fun.
Basically, we saved time in the room before, and then we were too fast to the cycle, and then I was like, what? Just jump. And I was like, what? How do you hit this? And he's like, oh, never mind. Now that I'm getting faster, I can't hit this. And then he got faster again. He's like, oh, never mind. Now that I'm faster, I can hit this.
It's the cycle of cycles, dude.
Yeah. I guess it's a combination of low boost plus being fast at the beginning, or mid pace. I don't know, the turkey on the cycle I was on, which would have gotten me like a 0.6, would, I don't know, it was actually just in the worst spot possible.
Yeah.
Like I had to down dash jump. There was no jump timing that was working. Which if we want, I've got a replay of that, but it's not anything different really. Put it in chat for if anybody wants to watch it on their own.
And to pop with the girl run.
Yeah, we found that girl made the end heavy a lot easier.
Yeah, there's also like a test strat that saves like a frame that I may have accidentally baited people when trying for a bit, but
Yeah. I mean, it was easier than what I was doing anyways, but...
yeah. In my defense, I thought it was a lot more than a frame at the time that I proposed it, but...
A late heavy by Arb there. Camel showing what the intended kind of route looks like, for the most part.
Why is he so far ahead?
Sheila cutting the corners well in the final area. Sheila and Fishy each had record on this for a bit, I think.
Fish had it for a long time with the like a very early route of ours, and then once it got beat, he did the changes. Fishy also was doing some funny things to deal with the turkey cycle for a while. He was doing 3 lights. He was doing a jump ADD.
Is there a normal TAS or low tat of this one?
That one I did send you, yeah, not published.
Alright.
I think our low boost strat might have just been bad.
It might have been.
I'm not gonna lie. Because Camel and Ukkies get so much speed in this midsection.
Yeah, that might have been a thing where it's like, oh, it was fast and TAS, but
Yeah. Because they're getting a really good boost out of there.
Alright, we got girl. Hit the sub 12. Onto Ray of Hope. Alright, Ray of Hope got another fishy record. There are 19 people who got red. There were not very many people who got just gold here. In fact, there was only 1 gold 3 and 1 gold 2. Yeah, no pattern at the moment. We have a good mix though, man and girl. Well, we'll see how they compare, but I'm starting to think that, you know, given our track record, given the history, probably girl level, but Fishy just out executed. Let's see. And 27, we got cow.
My replay is kind of funny when you get to it.
Yeah, definitely point them out when we get there.
wait, what happened with yours? I don't remember.
I just really garbage ceiling strat and threw away like 0.2 or
Oh,
more.
okay. Oh, right, that one, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cow with a rough ending.
Because I was getting
Looks like a pretty good run until then.
playing it.
Yeah.
Rare Alzheimer not worth the key. We're gonna see the ghosts be dark here thanks to Entity Outliner. Looks like not too bad, so probably leave on the ghosts. More of them. So you can see how far ahead Cow was. We got another team here. So this was a 12.75 that was needed for this gold key. cleaner ending. This had some pretty tight time requirements for the gold, as said already. This one had the least number of total people reaching at least gold as a result. But sub 12, quite the grind for 19 people. No Face ended up getting it. See the delay on the dash, or dash up top. A little bit late on the down heavy at the end too.
Yeah, he was missing the down heavy a lot, so that run he was just like being really careful on it.
Yeah, be any later and you might miss that dust on the ground. No Face far ahead.
The slope boost there, or the slope jump, I mean.
People trying to dodge out of ledge cancels, yo.
Run from Atlas, Apologist. Probably gonna see everybody go for the same kind of ending. And most of the same kinds of strats, I'm sure. After all, in order to get red key, you kind of just have to do them. But we got some differences. Previews of faster strats. Looking like we're taking more advantage of that girl down heavy for the ending there. Girls grounded down heavy has a little bit more horizontal reach. That's the spoiler reason why we have a lot of girl players. One of them.
Side heavy at the left, right?
Yeah.
And also the side heavy on the left side, yeah. JVC stain on the ceiling.
Believe it or not, that was really bad. It was not a fast strat.
Good enough for red 2.
Gotta hold up on slopes, yo.
Arb squeezing into top 10.
I was slowly losing leaderboard spots here through the week.
Your fishy had it handled for us, so
He did. He did.
focus on other things.
Idle with the up heavy, making it hard.
Just losing time.
Yo, what? What on earth?
Doesn't lose too much time, but
Yeah, but on a board like this,
also just straight up way harder to execute.
that's probably the harder issue. That's probably the worst part of it, honestly.
Yeah. It's way more buttons. It's like, you know, it's buttons that you have to press.
Oh.
And to pop with another good run here. A frame away from red 3.
And it also killed it on leaderboards for us this week.
Yeah. It was a big factor for you guys.
Absolutely.
Idle being fed advice by Noel. The blame game is coming out.
Noel denying the allegations.
We'll see if Noel does it. We have our eyes on the fries trio, all within a couple frames of each other.
Wait, actually, Paul? That's so
Wait,
funny.
what?
Alright, Noel winning a challenge, right? Or was this not one with a challenge? No, Noel just grinding this one. Just getting third. Very solid. Camel with the lead. Only one frame behind Fishy here. Fishy getting that extra dash in. Losing a little time in the middle though. But better ending. Despite the slightly worse down heavy hitbox. Very slightly. Does this one have anything? I don't think so.
Light Mac, well.
Oh, light macro, but yeah, no
Yeah,
damage.
we got light macro. Everyone's favorite plugin. Somehow seeing the light of day.
Yet again. Yeah, I was about to do a task with the light macro, but I kind of got distracted and just never got around to it.
Light Macro.
So here we had a requirement of 1 minute for the invert plus, but let's see how we managed. Very difficult even to complete a run because of the ending. Light macro definitely not for everybody.
Okay, clutching up for the final invert push for us.
Yeah, but it's a favorite of Dello, who is one of the two map makers I would take here. I Heart Cake doing this for the points for the team, but it turns out that they lost in standard keys, not invert keys.
We could have lost in both though.
Yep, could have lost in both.
Great rally.
Next time you gotta rally in both, it turns out. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
You got there.
Matter Monkey getting a bit of boost. Some cool ideas here. We had a challenge here between Yoko Cleats and No Face.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad Dello didn't accept the challenge, to be honest. I think that would have been a lot funnier.
Yep.
Yeah, Della won't talk to us either. Don't worry.
He did skull emoji react to me. I count that as reacting. I got a reaction out of him.
Dodging the punch.
The puncher was about to end that run, man.
Skip to the challenge.
Oh, I like the getting rid of the dust block.
Alright, and despite the challenge,
Normal strat.
yep, despite the challenge, Magma Peach had a pretty solid 39.8 and was very likely the first person to pull off this route because of that implication. But No Face, the one with the challenge. You know, correct me if these are not ultimately similar enough strats at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm guessing based on you just saying that they're not.
I thought No Phase wasn't either. Well, we're just gonna go fast.
That's a good corner boost. Oh, you know, I found that ceiling. I forgot you could do. Oh, I'm so stupid.
We'll check this one
We
just in
thought for the
case.
longest time that Magma Peach was just like skipping the apple, and then No Face was like, oh no, you can just go this fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was definitely execution time saved in my run, but
Well, the way to skip the apple, probably super farm then, right?
you have to get. I couldn't get it to work with super farm, but you almost definitely need super to skip the apple.
Oh, even with super you can't. Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah. I think it's too slow, at the very least.
I didn't know what Magma Peach did.
Yeah, you do have to bring the apple to the end at the very least, I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, good runs, nonetheless.
Good run. Yeah.
We have everybody's favorite level to say. Known to many people as different words. Made by Swift and Jake. So we had 19 people get the red key here, same number as Ray of Hope. 34 people got gold right in the middle, both of these. Right on the dot. Got Glass and A-Boss. One of the much more linear levels. Looks like we got a little worth action in the golds. A-Boss able to keep that boost.
Wait a second.
No, that was not faster, man.
No. Worth might have been able to benefit from the actual ceiling.
I did test that is not faster for men.
Okay.
See another Worth run.
I mean, I just didn't think to try it, you know. Wait a second.
Yeah, I don't know about Worth, but yeah.
Let's switch over to girl. Little variety. No kid though. Can't have that in a DLC map.
No, that's strictly forbidden.
That's
This
on
is
the
one of
players.
those.
That's not on the map maker. It's on the players.
This is one of those maps where like there's a section that you think kid might be really good on, and then you look at the rest of the map and it's like, nah, no way.
Okay, nerdy.
Bit of a gap there, 21 to 20th. Getting close to that 14.8 red key. Alex and Nighthawk barely getting their red keys. Quantum Coral able to help out V ceilings.
I miss these light prisms more times than I even want to think about.
You got Paul in for another red. Doing the wall jumps. Wazzy grinded this one for a while.
The Jorf ending, nice.
I'd rather that happen in this run. Why is he just landing on Dwarf this week?
Bro.
Into pop with another top 10. Conscious was one shy of it. JBC 1 frame short of red 2.
Yeah, I started grinding this at the last like 15 minutes or something like that. And we were getting overtaken in keys in a panic to try not to get overtaken.
Yeah. Lucky's doing just enough for red too. It's all gonna come down to just a few little strat differences. And execution, of course. The up heavy.
Up heavy for style points.
Sometimes -1 frame. Well, adding a frame. Behind a bit, but better right before the ending. Sheila 1 frame away from Fishy. Is she taking the other lead? Curious how it all compared. Very, very close across the board though. No published one on this one either.
Nope.
Alright. We had a change of pace.
We're going to a inverter or fast?
We're gonna check out fast first.
Okay.
Well, I can check out inverter first.
I kind of gotta go. That's
Alright.
fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Inverter is more the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Alright, this is a challenge between Invert Conscious, JVC, and Savade. Savade coming in at the end.
Everybody played it within the last day for their PBs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So the inverter plugin swaps all of the dusts
Whoa.
and spikes. Pretty intense on levels like this. JVC must be a big fan, thanks to 2012 Atlas and all that. I'm sure Savade really appreciated that too.
Oh my gosh.
Missing one dust.
Dumb.
I'm confused how this is as fast as it is.
Yeah. I mean, some of it looks way faster than mine, some of it looks way slower, so... No wonder you guys are getting 45. Wait, you don't even go... Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I threw so hard. Oh my gosh.
That replay left me more confused than anything. Is that down heavy getting more dust?
Yeah.
But does it matter?
It matters a teensy bit sometimes, but I don't know. I just found it easier than the side heavy. I can't believe I lighted all this when you could just super it.
Oh my goodness! How is I having a hard time beating this?
I know, like, look at this shit.
There was a lot of really awful attacks.
Oh my gosh, man. Like, I don't know why I went all the way and got all that when I could just super it. I didn't even think to.
I think I'm just bad. I think I, like, have giga strat gap here.
What I'm learning is that all three of us suck and Savate is actually good.
Yeah, watch my AS at the end because I didn't get a run with new strats that I added. Where did I lose? What the? Hello?
Yeah, I know. I was watching Invert's time as well, and I'm like a second ahead at the start. And then I saw this, and you guys are just like catching up. I can't believe this. I'm actually. You could just take the dash. Holy cow. Oh, what? What the hell?
All right, that lost some time. I figured out a way to do the shoot at the end of, like, the very end.
Yeah, you do it the same
of
as
the
me.
challenge that wasn't as bad, but for the longest time I was dashing off the wall, down heavy, dash off the wall, down heavy.
Yeah, that's what I found, and it's really hard on the blind drop to get the spacing right to get all the dust. It's really bad.
Yes, it's pretty terrible. Yo, where's...
See, like, look at this. I was cooking.
Oh,
you guys.
wait, that
Holy
was
shit.
so smart.
I delayed.
Wait, what is he doing?
How does he make it up? What the hell?
Yeah, what? Getting all the dust on this map was pretty bad for anybody else.
Huge time save.
Oh,
my god.
I didn't know you could super all that at the same time.
Oh,
look how slow this is. We all were so dumb, man. Oh my god.
There was a lot you could do with this, and you just needed to get really good supers, and like getting enough dust by the right time was really awkward for supers.
Somebody could probably get like a 40-second on this from what I'm looking at. We all have like really good
Yeah.
sections, and then just throw on the other section.
So I added this boost that was big, different combat in the ceiling, which was big, and then this landing on this little spiky thingy.
Yeah, I didn't want to go for that, but I did find it. I figured the light is not too much time.
What a lead.
Oh, you can just
You'll
do
love
that.
which dust
Yeah.
I miss.
Yeah, that super
Yeah,
is
this
so
is
crazy.
kind of cheeks. Civate's so far ahead.
That's ridiculous, actually.
Oops.
And then you can, yeah, you can light attack the three small prisms at the end is faster before you super.
Yeah, I do that as well.
Okay, I couldn't tell because it's all off screen, but
Yeah, you have to do it blind, but it's like very easy because Worth's attacks cover the whole entire screen.
damn, that one strat from Civate is so smart.
I actually can't believe it.
Yeah.
It just gets everything there, like it's not even close.
Definitely a routing puzzle map. GG's, everybody.
Yeah, well earned.
Well, on to our invert. Needed 9 seconds for the invert, 7 seconds for the invert plus. Kid can make the invert certainly a little bit easier. But we had a lot of worse players probably for the ending attacks, if I had to guess. Let's see what this man player does.
I was gonna ask whether you intended for Kid or Worth when picking this.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't really care, honestly. It was fine either way.
I'm so happy that this was my first completed run. I'm very happy that I didn't have to play it again after.
Got the invert plus on the frame.
Yep.
Tied for least common invert plus.
I would have thought more people would have gotten this than the directionless one, but I guess it's pretty hard.
Oh, it's a very different kind of grind.
Yeah, that's true. I thought more people liked the press all your buttons really fast and eventually something just works kind of grind.
But the thing is, this level actually just skills you for it. Unlike most fast levels that we've done. Because it's a bit hard of a plug-in to pull off. Arb the only one making a decision at the end that saves a little bit of time. Stopping the timer by dying at a checkpoint. Can end the level a little bit earlier as a result, but looks like other people had some faster combat. Didn't have to resort to it. No one took up Hobo on this challenge. A little disappointing. Turns out Hobo likes fast. So let's check out that one again. Hobo likes pressing the down dash button. Finally rewarded for mashing down dash. Onto the team maps. I'm going the wrong way. Well, Crystalline Cavern 9. The ceilings had a bit of an intended any percent on-site grind in mind. They wanted to flex a little bit, go for it, but turns out you can save a frame. And we had one brave person go for it. Well, one brave successful person go for it. Ryokai not brave enough to grind. Yeah, as for that as for that additional frame, Arb, do you want to link the replay that you have? Do you have that? I don't have the replay handy because I didn't know how many people actually got baited by it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Arb just kind of stood still and hit the end level button in that replay. We were joking about it in the VC when No Face was grinding about it. Your failed run. Ryokai going for it with man. It is possible with worked man and girl, but much harder as man and girl because here's a little spoiler. This is all you have to do. So you jump into the ceiling right here. You're just holding down and right the whole time. Jump, down dash, heavy, and it just hits. It was that easy to save a frame. It wasn't even that hard. Yeah, ceiling bonk for the boost. But the real competition was in the SS category, as always. We had 20 people get red, 40 people get gold, including Heavy, who played this right at the end of the round. Going for the boost. Cool Gamer also got it. No worse in the golds. You have a run from Taz. Three players getting exactly red, calling it good enough. Yeah, layered controller would have solved one of the problems with using invisible tiles here. Would have made it look a little bit more natural. And will help in with a lot of the art on the level. Good enough for red 2. JVC with the top 10 though. Camel responsible for changing a lot of the gameplay over the last day or so of the level. Good ECS. Bottom left. Nighthawk in 6th place. Arb and Indipop tying 3rd and 4th. Worth a different amount of points though. But they're on the same team. Only a few frames separate the top of the leaderboard. You can see these are all very close players. Issue with another 1 frame record. Probably a lot of similarities between those three. Maso, though, getting 2nd place. A little bit behind in the first part. Cleaner approach to the ending. Is she ahead of the start and staying ahead? Alright, no inverts here, no weird stuff on these 2 levels, the 2 team levels. One more leaderboard to go. This one, the most popular in terms of the red key and gold keys. One shy of 50 golds. Wet with the not kid action. I wonder if this one had some worths mixed in. Idle with the rare worth. Invert switching away from worth. This one. A big diesel. This level also very much a team effort. I want to say it was a mix of Conscious, Magna Peach, Sheila, Paul. I don't think Paul really did that much. Who else was in there?
I think it was just the three of us.
Just
No
those
Paul.
3? Alright.
Paul was managing it, I'm sure.
Yeah, Paul manager. Gets the credit. If there's anything that you didn't like about the level, refer to Paul, and he'll handle it. That's what I'm saying. We had a requirement of 12 seconds, which Cow barely got. Paul will punish people accordingly. Camel sliding into top 20. I guess we know what level he was planning to skip this round. Just enough to bop other people out. Alex Speedy with a red 2. Oh yeah, Paul Unconscious 1 frame off a red 2 here. But Sasha's on the team and got it. JVC 10th place. Tenth place and only 10 frames away from world record. See the slope getting used in Quantum's replay.
Yeah, I was wondering how many other teams found that.
We'll see soon enough.
Spoiler. Because Alex and Nighthawk didn't go for it.
Dawn to Dusk. Tying Maso for 4 points at 6 and 7.
There it is.
Yeah, you can get a boost on that 45-degree slope to get more speed, and it's really precise.
Yeah, I didn't really like going for it.
Oh, not many people went for it.
Worse than frame perfect things.
Yeah. When Uckies was doing it and testing, it was exactly frame perfect in the run that he had. Probably worse in actuality.
Yeah, it's possible that, like, depending on your alignment, you can just have no frame that works.
Let's see if he went for it in this run. Yeah.
Yep, there he goes.
All right. On to the invert maps. Let's turn on music that I noticed was off. I just had the other background music going on stream. Alright. We have Don't Slappy Book. That's the first one here. So, Don't Slappy Book. I should remember to load up the originals of these again. Oh, give me a bit. Rowan, you around?
Yeah, what's up?
Would you mind going to the Alice page of each of these and just linking them in the page here?
Sure.
Or actually, it is on these ones now. I didn't notice. This is good enough. Not where I thought it was. Alright, so the original level here. Very unassuming Flappy Book. Probably looks a little bit different to some of you right now. You get to take out all your anger on the books. This was made by Glass for CMR. Turns out it's not a pacifist level. In this one, you can slap the books. So what we decided to do, obviously, was can't have any of that. And let's make the fog trigger a little bit more like the original. And this was a pretty challenging one. There were a lot of people that kind of struggled to, really figure out how to optimize around these books. And there were a few interesting realizations that came from this. I got a short little video to show you first of one team's revelation.
You spent 30 minutes without realizing there were infinite air charges. So
I was
trying to
ignore everything. No, I was getting hit by the books, and I was playing Kid. I was getting hit by the books and just doing that. I thought that's what the point was.
But like, the books don't give you back your air charges.
They do. Oh, I thought they did! It was because I had infinite air charges! I thought they gave them back! Oh no!
The books are good for learning.
So, an unfortunate lesson learned. But, you know, funny nonetheless. Here's a run. Turns out you have infinite air charges. You gotta dodge all of these. A lot of people learning about book AI and the rectangles around them that make them work. Gotta float above a little bit. The requirement for invert was 20 seconds, and we had plenty of people get that. Let's see, we had 36 people get that. 23 of them pushed for the invert plus. Amber going for revenge on the level. Now aware of the fact, but going for as many damage boosts as possible. Hitting the slant dwarf boost. A little bit of a bonus in there. But going for the real run. One that counts. Getting stuck on the wall dwarf.
Yeah, the number of times I wall dwarfed or ceiling dwarfed on the corner, trying to avoid the book AIs.
See what Cruel did. Does anyone have any other good runs we're showing? Probably not going to show too many of most of these.
I think on our team, Alex's looks cool.
Alright. No Face wants hitboxes on. Alex is near the top. We'll slow down a little for No Face. I'll actually turn off ghosts. Turn them back on for this. Slow motion. Menuing. Some book AI as well. You can see when they proc. Getting close to the spikes. Very close here and there. Not going for the slant dwarf. That's risky. Staying above the books. Don't need to be quite that careful at the end. Yeah, that's what I'm used to seeing too. Some dashing back and forth. Good height. Alright, solid run there. Back with the record here. Staying close to the ceiling. Good to be above the books as stated. Pretty pretty simple level, you know? Just dodge some books. Shoutouts to Camel for the idea on that one. Once again, Camel coming up with the levels that Amber hates. Funny how that works out. Although maybe the opinion changed a little bit after the realization. But I'm sure you know, plenty of people didn't appreciate it too. Everybody has things they like and don't like, and this one is this is a pretty unique level too. Dark Blueprint. So let's check out a run from a Blueprint legend.
Man, this one was rough.
Shout out to Win Ninja 12, one-time world record holder on the original Blueprint. Coming out of nowhere, giving Camel a challenge. Really makes you feel tiny on that level. But this one, you just had to any percent it for the invert key. We have a 6+ minute run. Got 7 minutes of more dust. Big Diesel with the slowest SS, probably standing still at the beginning. Not gonna bother watching that.
Yeah, he was going to the bathroom and then came back and just did the run.
MSG with the any percent. But yeah, 30 people with that SS. Well, I'll check out a few of these. Some good ones. So definitely a puzzle. We have no air charge and you're huge all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of this is a lot more precise and awkward than it looks at first glance.
Yeah, we're about to make it look very easy because all of these are going to be successful SS replays we're watching.
Yeah, like, it looks so easy when you watch a replay for it, and it just is not. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but it definitely is not easy. And yeah, Paul, I agree. This part with the 4 prisms. Huh. That looks so much easier than what I got baited into doing.
What were some other good ones? Any shouts to people's runs? There are a handful of.
Closer to the top has a different strat than that second to last room.
Wazies. Oh, Wazies is right here too.
What the hell?
Okay.
Funny story on that, actually. Rodent actually got an AS to getting a Dust Block Jorf there. and nobody noticed it until after he finished the level. I thought I saw it, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't mention it.
Alright, more dwarves. V ceilings has some funny ones, from what I know. Noel, very creative run here.
I was actually thinking if anybody would use the super. I did notice that you didn't take it out.
I thought it was a little funny that you could accidentally super the ending. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know what my team was thinking on that dwarf.
Me clicking on all the dwarf replays, apparently. It is kind of easy to, you know, accidentally get a dwarf. Fishy lining it up. More sensible ending. One moment.
No.
I don't see any challenges on any of the invert levels. But only a few to go through. Camel had some cool strats. Well, the tail dash.
It's actually so cooked.
A lot of V ceilings players up in the top of this level. We'll just watch the rest of the top 5. Right. Okay.
Man, that ending is sick, actually.
Big super hitting the prism. But Cow grinding it pretty hard. The 15.8. Cow not here to wait.
How are there so many different strats for that dust block room? Actually insane.
Alright, next we have a level inspired by Verador in two different ways. Here's what the original looks like. So just be glad you're able to super, is what I'm saying. The fog trigger was borrowed from another Verador map.
I wasn't familiar with either, so I just assumed the fog trigger was what the map had.
That is definitely a fair thought. Normally, you don't have super. So naturally, we had to change it up a little bit, make it a little bit more fun. And then a little hard on top of that. But then we kept this part, because why not? So normally this this section takes away attacking until you get here. You can see triggers. The camera goes into the trigger there, and then you get super and all this other stuff back. And then super for the end. Well, that's not what we had to play. If people recognize the fog trigger, it's from whatever the map is where you chase a wolf, or a wolf chases you, more specifically, in a Verador level. We required just SS.
RMA seeds.
Yep. Just SS for the invert. But you know, let's see what happens if it doesn't go so well first. Responsive controls make the super go pretty fast. Goose risking the early risking the early soft block with forcing the super to happen at the same spot. Did decide to super the key early, but still has to go back over there for the actual dust that's left over there, so not really that important. Responsive controls makes this part quite a bit harder because you can no longer short hop. So there are a bunch of little funny gimmicks as a result of how the level works. Especially your vision, that's definitely a gimmick. You're not always gonna just be able to see in levels, after all. But you just had to SS it, so, you know, just go through it, don't die. Kid with an extra air charge makes it a little easier to go through there. Not too hard, but definitely something to have to deal with. A lot of kid players. Best strat really is just YOLO. Looks so easy when you don't have to stop and wait. And you just kind of hope that the cycles line up.
I feel like on average the slime barrels are a little bit higher up if you just do the beginning like without slowing down, so it didn't feel like bad RNG or anything to get through.
The cycles are only lining up in these replays. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks fine to me. Yeah, we gotta have levels like this for the people that really want to go hard for it. You have to enjoy everything that Dustforce players have ever had to deal with. Or not enjoy it. No, people like the variety.
Like all I'm saying is there's no ceiling clonk down dashes in this map, alright?
Yep. It's been nice being able to be very creative with the kinds of challenges for players. We'll see what we have in round 3 for our 4 more. Alright, and we have one more, the most exciting for last. This one had 35 people get the Invert Plus, which is the most. We have one brave SSer. We'll watch that replay last.
That's my go.
35 people with sub 110, and you just had to beat the level. Just beat it. And 47 people did just beat it. Let's see what Mini Burger did. So, we have a fast pogo, dash macro, infinite air charges. You're just playing this long level. I'll show what the original level looks like after this, but it's basically the same thing. Except, you know, a little bit less red. It's by Naglaria, it's a Blaster Master. I honestly don't even really have to show the original. Because you're seeing the entire original here. So, very unwieldy kind of plugin combination. And the big challenge is right here, which I'm sure is where Mayburger loses all the time. Because the rest of the level was pretty smooth and routed. But what we have here is you gotta squeeze through this gap down here, and there's some layer 20 that makes it look a little bit harder than it is. But it's obviously just, you know, just this one part that's hard. And we got a checkpoint right before it. This checkpoint is not in the original map. Pogo not helping you out because it just pushes you back up there. So unfortunately, pretty tight window, but it's possible. And there are also other possibilities too. Like we did have some teams discover that it is in fact possible to go through this gap right here if you go fast enough for the right setup. And there were plenty of other little discoveries, thanks to fast being the way it is. Alright, getting through. Big challenge of the run there. Just gotta go to the ending. Going the wrong way though. Didn't know what to do after that. Also, one of the only differences in this level compared to the original is I replaced the Hawks with books because Hawks are known for causing desyncs. Big Diesel with the setup. Going the wrong way. Doing attacks for some reason. These attacks make a little more sense. Gotta get super. Okay, supering to slow down there. It'll sacrifice the super for the ending.
Yo, that super is really smart.
Yeah. But Worth's got some attacks that can help out, even in fast. Oof, clutch ending.
Wasn't even close.
No face with a good start for the Quills. Okay, we made it in.
Oh my god, no fit. How did you not find the setup?
No face doing a heavy to slow down. Looking good going up there. This is a couple with the super, but gets it quickly anyway. Alright, so for... Does anyone have Magma Peach's link for the other one? Alright, before we get into our jank, we have one more normal run to look at. Very normal gameplay. Alright, we found it. Went underwater. Alright, dashing then supering. That's kind of unique. We're just gonna have good combat. Okay, so before we get into how the out of bounds stuff works, a brief explanation of some things related to fast. So fast makes you go fast, you speed up. When you do stuff, you store a lot of your speed all the time, and it gets out of hand very quickly, especially when you do things like repeated down dashes, which was nerfed in this level unintentionally, but made it a lot more playable. It's just what happened when I combined the scripts. The level itself, I added a bunch of funny death zones around it because I wanted to make it a little bit harder for people that wanted to figure out how to clip it. So, you know, this way, if they're gonna have to do some stuff related to it, they better not miss. And they're gonna have to do it when these are not on camera. But honestly, I didn't really look too hard into it. I knew it was possible in some way. I obviously wouldn't require Invert Plus to require that amount of knowledge to, you know, figure out a way to go that fast. I didn't bother really, you know, testing out that much related to it anyway. I just thought it's kind of funny to have the death zones. So with that in mind, in theory, what you would have to do is find a way to, you know, somehow clip through walls like this that, you know, they just look solid. And it's possible to do that in some circumstances in fast. It depends on things like geometry, but there are a lot of right angles, and that's not really that easy to do. But that said, there are plenty of ways to go very fast. And what matters the most is not exactly the clipping, but instead the how things are loaded. So, does anyone want to claim that they have a good kind of intro first run to look at? Otherwise, I'm gonna go with A boss to start. Alright, A boss managed to clip into the bottom middle of the level. So he went all the way around and then through here and then had to go through all this again. Yeah, the ranks really are just who got lucky, by the way. But I don't know the story behind each team's attempts. And that's really what I would rather hear if any of you are going to tell that story.
Yeah, well, for me it was just I made a low tab because I thought it would be funny, and then I didn't really expect to ever try going for it. And then Back decided he wanted to try going for it, and he didn't end up getting it, but he inspired me to get it, and once I did, a bunch of other people got it too.
Cool. So you got it first on your team? Or no, Back got it first on your team?
He tried it first, but he didn't end up getting it.
Okay.
I was the first one to like actually complete it.
All right, well, let's see what that was like. I remember on Alice Apologists, Uckies figured out how it was done in VC, and A-Boss was the one going for it. This one I will watch again with tools on, show how it works, because it was a lot more smooth.
Yeah, mine's a bit funny because of where I end up back in the map, but yeah.
So, zoom far out. Oh, look at that, we're already here. It only took 2.5 seconds. Let's back up a little bit. Now, if I zoom out far enough, you'll see that stuff to the right side of me, it's not actually loaded yet. That's just what it looks like when you zoom out really far. And anything that's within those boundary boxes, which you can see with the black lines here, is not loaded yet. So in a dust mod level type, the player doesn't unload. So when you do actually go far enough, you'll see that, like, you know, the death zones aren't loaded yet because the camera's down here. I'll turn on death zones. The camera's a little too far away to kind of keep up. Trying to keep track of which player is which. Funny. I will probably turn off ghosts. But here comes Magma Peach in this, you know, mostly unloaded level. And it just so happens to load at the right time for this specific height where you're already clipped into the wall, and what Magma Peach did. And it happened to line up, you know? Fortunate. You know, clean lineup. Camera catches up to you, no big deal, and then just carry on with the level. So naturally, it would only be better if you could really go into the end room, wouldn't it? So we'll see how close people got. Yeah, since 110 was all that was required for Invert Plus, this is something that it's kind of like challenge bait, but no one, there were not too many challenges on this kind of thing. Okay, Sheila a little bit higher up. So as you guys can see, the inverts could be this hard if we wanted. But I'm not that mean. I do nice invert pluses, like, you know, 110. Yeah, hard bounties are certainly enough for some people. Sasha even higher up at the end. What a pattern we're starting to see. The higher you are in the leaderboard, you're probably higher up at the ending. Even Tim did it. Right next to the ending room. Yeah, it's not really that crazy if you know how it works, but it's certainly crazy to grind for it. But hey, you know, get it once, and you're good. Yeah, it is quite a challenge to figure it out in this case. So yeah, let's zoom out on Shadex's run. Frame advance through here, see where we go. Turn on hitboxes for fun. You can see that the levels are loaded. It's unloading the farther away you get from it. Camera's all the way out here, gotta go back. Camera's gotta catch up, and when it gets close enough, it'll load again. Then you gotta hold right and hope that it lines up by the time that you get there, which just barely happens at this time. That's how it works. So good job to the people that found it and also went for it. We have one more fun replay to watch. Firm, for some reason, going for the SS on the level. Taking it off the most wanted list before it had a chance. This is a level on its own that a lot of people don't really want to play for what should be kind of obvious reasons. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, the 3-second task, I gotta get the link of that actually. Okay. Were there any other ones than this Magma Peach Lotad? Because I'm probably not actually gonna watch the whole thing. If you guys want to watch the whole thing yourself, you can. Because it's a lot of this. I don't think I have a replay from anyone else then. So yeah, let's go back to the real Faster Master. With some very hard-hit attacks. So, Firm a Faster Master, Magma Peach a Faster Master, Shadex a Faster Master. Who could be next? Conscious? Not quite. Not a master. Alright, this is your final reminder to do the map poll form. That might be in the chat somewhere. Do it if you didn't do it. You saw the maps, vote for your favorite maps. I will take the opportunity to look at the sheet. Alright, are the challenge results in for the other one? I don't think so. Alright, so we are currently only missing the results for the task challenge for the scoring. I will edit those in. I guess I'll do it now, because might as well give you guys time to do that. We had that in team order, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fresh didn't submit replays on any levels this round. So it's a good thing he got last. Alright. On to summary. Okay, so final scores for the round. I'm pretty sure this is accurate now. Challenge points, second place went to Team Della Owns, so a 3 team point victory for Eyes on the Fries, primarily thanks to the key point push at the end. It was standard keys that were worth the big points, that's why they went for those. Not invert keys, those aren't worth as much. So looking very good for Eyes on the Fries going into round 3. That's a 23-point lead, 21-point lead over V-Ceilings, 23 points over Team Della Owns. Unfortunately, the two of those teams kind of slacking a little bit on their off rounds. They're gonna have to work together somehow, maybe, and both bop Eyes on the Fries to let one of them even have a chance. They don't really have to work together; they just have to both bop Eyes on the Fries, and one of them will take it if they score high enough. Bounties, unfortunately, not looking good for Team Della Owns. Last on all 3 parts. But that is where Alice Apologist managed to get a few points. Not looking great, but hey, they're doing okay on bounties. It's definitely possible in round 3 to have a different winner, but Eyes on the Fries are the clear favorite right now. We'll see how it goes. We have, hopefully everybody did the map poll. There are 32 people that did it. Roden, did you do the other replay stats as well?
Yeah, stats should be done.
Nice. Yeah, we'll check out those. We got some Team Delos. This Delo. Donalds. Some people know how to spell their team names. Atlas Apologist doing okay. Map gameplay, Forgotten Cascade. No 1 votes. Some healthy 5s. The most 5s. A lot of 4s on our other maps. Ray of Hope, little split 4 and 5. Building, bolting, more 3s. Best aesthetic, mostly, but not actually most. Ray of Hope, Crystalline Cavern, V-Ceilings fans. A little split on the others. Favorite new invert map between Faster Master and Dark Blueprint. There are actually some Don't Slappy Book fans out there and Verador map fans. Favorite invert key has a lot of these. 3 haters in the mix. Building, bolting, hitting Apple SS with the biggest piece. 8 fans. Some map feedback. We got, Dustworth. Some people like the maps, but they do not like ceiling cancels. We'll see if any of those work their way in to round 3. People just kind of make maps, and if they're in there, they're in there. Didn't like too fast maps. Well, fast's not for everybody. Invert's too hard and gimmicky. Cool maps. Too much fast mashing. We got a back fan. We have a second camel bro. We have a lot of vocal invert haters.
Yeah, I think I see Paul's comment in there.
And we have people that actually do like inverts. But you know how sarcastic those can be. A small step up in quality. More disappointed with the inverts. Inverts cool and fun. Glad to see Light Macro made it in. Quite a mix. Someone likes me. Someone hates left friction. That's all you gotta know about that. Well, if any of you guys didn't like the inverts this round, my personal preference of invert maps are in the next round. So take that as you will. There's always a little bit of round 2 is usually a little bit rough. It always gets a little bit harder for keys. I tend to stick some of the less interesting stuff in round 2 for like inverts. But they're always pretty spread out. We'll see what happens. I think you guys will be fine with the inverts in round 3 though. I mean, you guys all, you fought on them. Must have been fun. But sometimes you just love to hate on the things that you had to do. That's what DLC is all about. Here's another look at the stats. So this is how I normally look at it. So here are replay counts for each of the levels as well. So you can see that the level with the most valid replays was Friday Night Fries here. Just behind Privateer Eyes. It's just the kind of map that's not that hard to grind. But there were a lot of ASs. Not as many ASs in Crystalline Cavern and Forgotten Cascade though. There's one SS on Faster Master. You don't get to see that stat much. Yeah, Ray of Hope with the extra ASs, Building Bolting with more ASs. The longer levels always tend to be a bit less played, but when you consider how much longer they are, they tend to have more gameplay time devoted to them. That's the same thing this round as well. A little bit fewer replays, a bit fewer players as well in round 2 compared to round 1. There's always a little bit of a drop off. But on the other hand, we still have the biggest DLC to date. We have already surpassed the highest overall numbers of players for other DLCs. So, looking good. Somehow, our community is growing. These are all the maps. We have the ratings as well for these. You can see how many of each ones. Only one under 3 so far. Alright, well I got some news. You guys are here for the news after all. Let's talk a little bit about round 3. Let me get some stuff ready for you. Hold on. You guys can look closely about, how the current standings are going. Alright, so I have 3, I have 2 little announcements, I guess. It's technically 3 because one of them has 2 parts. This is going to be posted in announcements shortly, when I say it. But I have both map making and some bounty news. We're gonna start with the bounty stuff first because why not? Just arbitrary. So round 3's bounties are not secrets this time. This is what you gotta know. You already know that you are all gonna be responsible for the easy bounty. You're gonna have to SS the maps that were made in the round 2 easy bounty. So that obviously requires 3 people per team in the easy bounties to do that. You guys already know what's coming. You're gonna have to play some very fun maps. So if you just want to play one map, hey, you know what bounty to play. But if you want to play all the maps again, we have a relay in the hard bounty again. And although there is currently no Nexus, there will be a Nexus released with the round 3 bounty. So the relay, here's how this is gonna work. It involves 5 people. 4 people are gonna do SS 18 standard key levels. So you must SS all 18, that's 6 per round, for the normal key levels. There are no character restrictions, play whatever character you want. It's normal RTA rules. You're gonna have to play it in the Nexus that comes out on Thursday, along with the round 3 levels. So you can practice early for that if you want, but hey, it's a real-time run. It's a relay. You got 4 people that are going to do that, and you have 1 person. Your 5th person is going to do the invert levels, and it's just any percent. You don't have to get the invert time or anything like that. You just have to beat just any percent. 1 person, 1 brave person gets to any percent the 12 invert maps, which honestly is probably the easiest thing. But you just have to beat it. So, you guys can think ahead. You can do some planning. If you want to play a bunch of levels and be in the relay, that counts more than the 3 people that are going to do 1 map each. That's how it's going to work. That's what we got for the bounties for round 3. They will be worth the expected amount. So the hard one, the relay, the full relay, everything added up, the full total time, that's worth a little bit more than the other 3 maps. So hey, if you only want to play 1 level, you don't want to play a relay, just do the easy one. If you're okay with playing a lot of them, then that's what that's going to be. The Nexus will be released when the round 3 maps are released. It will be the same time. So Thursday. It will be exactly Thursday at the same time that the maps release. But in the meantime, you can practice in the tome if you want. Take a little bit of a break. But don't take too much of a break because there's 2 more maps that need to be made. And in the spirit of collaboration, as with DLC 9 maps, all the maps have been collaborative. We're gonna have the teams pair up and they're gonna make some maps together, but they're not really gonna be able to communicate about it. In fact, one team's gonna start it, and then another team's gonna end it. So the team pairings that I have are Team Della Owns will start a level. Team V Ceilings 9 will finish that level. So Team Della Owns is responsible for the gameplay and, you know, testing out the gameplay. They got to do that quickly, obviously. And then Team V Ceilings is responsible for the let's finish the level. Eyes on the Fries is responsible for starting a level, and Atlas Apologist is responsible for finishing that level. So I will post in each of the team channels information about this. To reiterate this, I will tag all of you guys soon. I'm going to dump all this info that I just announced. My pre-written announcements coming out. Once I fix all of the mentions. Alright, so all of the map making and bounty news is now available in announcements. You are all pinged there. I will make threads in each of your channels as necessary when the stream is over. But that's all the information that you need for now. If you have questions, obviously use the threads. Or ask them now. What else we got? That's really all the news. So it's break time. Enjoy your little break. Hopefully you are excited to make maps again, because we always got to make maps for DLC. Are there any Dustforce streamers out there?